Hi everyone, I'm Zach and this is a short presentation on my print-based composition for the mushroom dataset. Using R and ggplot, I went through and created graphs for each of the variables within the dataset and ultimately decided on showcasing 4 variables that I thought had the strongest correlation to whether the mushroom was edible or poisonous. Starting with mushroom odor, I decided to make this stacked bar graph the focal point of the composition because it succinctly shows how edible mushrooms tend to have no odors or pleasant odors such as almond, while poisonous mushrooms tend to have foul or unpleasant odors. I initially wanted to do a 2-panel plot splitting up edible and poison using the facet wrap function as shown here, but after bringing it into Illustrator, I was having difficulty making it work with my grids, so I decided on the stacked bar graph, which fit much better on the left side of the composition. The next variable I looked at was gill size, and I used a side-by-side bar graph. I chose to make the graph horizontal using the chord flip function as seen here. Here I tried to make it easy to compare the counts for edible and poisonous for each gill size. Looking at the broad gill size, for example, we see that 70% of mushrooms with broad gill sizes were edible. Following this, I graphed spore print color, again making use of horizontal side-by-side bar graphs. To keep this composition at an overview level, I made the choice to omit the 5 spore print colors with the lowest counts and only focusing on brown, black, chocolate, and white, which highlighted the strong contrast in edibility between the colors. The last variable I included in the composition was stalk surface above ring. Again, for simplicity's sake, I chose to include the 2 with the highest counts and greatest difference in counts between class. Here I used a pie graph to highlight the percentages for each condition of the variable. So for example, 70.3% of mushrooms with a smooth stalk surface above the ring were edible. I aimed to achieve unity, variety, and hierarchy in this composition through various means. I used grids to plan out my composition by first making rough sketches and then refining those ideas by creating boxes and guidelines in Illustrator. I used a primarily monochromatic color palette of grays and beiges contrasted by a highlight color which I chose to be yellow. The yellow is used sparingly throughout the composition, mainly to denote edible and highlight parts of the image in each section. For example, in gill size, the gills on the mushroom image are highlighted in yellow. In the stalk surface above ring section, the textures above the ring are highlighted in yellow on the mushroom image. Additionally, I aim to achieve unity through type by using 1 typeface and 5 fonts. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks for watching my presentation.